I wrote a book called The Maharishi of Kailash. It's available at our book table. This is a wonderful saint who is supposedly 400 years old.
The wind howled across the Tibetan plateau, carrying with it the biting cold of high altitude and the whispers of a mountain no one dared approach. Mount Kailash loomed in the distance, its jagged peak crowned with ice that glimmered like silver under the pale sun. The locals wouldn't speak its name lightly, and outsiders knew better than to try climbing it. Even in the age of satellites and drones, even with every technological advantage, the mountain remained untouchable, untamed, and terrifying. But now, hidden behind the fortified walls of a remote monastery, a group of Chinese monks had decided to speak, breaking a silence that had lasted centuries. What they revealed was a truth that the world was not ready for. The monastery itself seemed carved out of the rock, perched on a cliff that overlooked the sacred valley below. Its walls were thick and weathered, adorned with intricate murals depicting cosmic battles, celestial beings, and mountains that glowed with unearthly light. Only the most trusted outsiders were allowed inside, and tonight, under flickering lanterns, the eldest monk gestured to a low table covered with ancient scrolls and manuscripts. His eyes, pale as frost, scanned the small audience. "You must understand," he said softly, "this mountain is not what it appears to be. It has never been merely a peak. It is a gateway, a seal, and the forces it holds are not meant for human eyes." For centuries, climbers had attempted to conquer Mount Kailash. Their ambitions were legendary, their failures even more so. Accounts described strange phenomena: climbers losing all sense of direction, compasses spinning wildly, weather shifting in violent patterns that defied prediction. Some returned disoriented, speaking of days that stretched into weeks, of time bending around the mountain. Others never returned at all. Modern satellite imagery showed anomalies in the terrain, strange geometric formations buried beneath the snow and rock, patterns that should not exist in nature. Yet the world remained largely ignorant because access was restricted, and authorities who ventured near often vanished without explanation. The monks spoke of these anomalies with a gravity that made every listener shiver. "The mountain is alive," the elder said. "Not in the way humans are alive, but in a way that is older than memory. It breathes, it watches, and it holds secrets beneath its summit that must never be disturbed. Those who come seeking knowledge or treasure risk more than their lives. They risk awakening something that cannot be contained." Over the years, pilgrims had approached Kailash for spiritual reasons, undertaking the circumambulation known as the Kora. Most returned unchanged, but a few reported disturbing experiences. Rapid aging, sudden illnesses, and moments of vivid hallucinations were whispered about in the valley below. Devices failed near the mountain. Radios and cameras ceased to function. Compasses spun endlessly, and even GPS signals became erratic. Local lore described a pillar of light that sometimes rose from the summit, piercing the sky before vanishing. No one knew if it was a natural phenomenon, a spiritual occurrence, or a warning. Behind the walls of the monastery, the monks revealed what many outside had only suspected. Ground-penetrating radar and seismic surveys conducted under the guise of geological research suggested structures buried deep beneath the surface. Triangular chambers, perfectly symmetrical, resembling the geometric precision of ancient pyramids, were hinted at. The formations extended below the mountain's visible mass, leading some scholars to speculate that Kailash was not a mountain at all, but a constructed monument built to house something unimaginably powerful. Ancient texts corroborated these findings. Scrolls, some older than the oldest known civilizations, spoke of Meru, the center of the world, and beings that descended from the heavens in radiant light. They left behind a pillar or conduit, something that connected Earth to the cosmic plane, something that mortals were never meant to tamper with. The monks interpreted these texts with caution. Legends are warnings disguised as stories, the elder explained. The summit holds not gold, not jewels, but a force that shaped civilizations, that shaped the very laws of nature. To climb Kailash is to challenge the order of the world. As the night deepened, the stories became darker. The monks recounted expeditions from centuries past of envoys and soldiers who dared to approach the forbidden peak. Their journals, hidden in monasteries across Tibet and China, described shapes moving beneath the snow, lights that defied the sun, and structures that appeared and disappeared at will. Some wrote of sounds like low hums, vibrating through the rock, unsettling the mind, and leaving permanent scars on those who heard them. There were hints that the mountain itself could repel intruders, manipulating perception and time to ensure its sanctity. The implications were staggering. If Kailash was artificial, it meant someone, some intelligence, built it with purpose. And if the summit sealed something, as the monks claimed, what was it? What force could justify millennia of secrecy, of pilgrimage, of failed attempts to reach its peak? The monks refused to speculate, only to warn. It is not ours to know. We are merely caretakers, bound by the vow to protect the world from what lies beneath. The mountain does not forgive curiosity. Outside, the wind rose, scattering snow across the plateau. The shadows of the peaks lengthened, swallowing the valleys in a cold, silent embrace. One of the younger monks, hands trembling, opened a scroll to reveal a map of underground chambers, faintly outlined in a language none outside the monastery could read. Even at a glance, the formations appeared impossibly precise, geometrical, aligned in ways that mirrored the stars. "These are not random," the elder whispered. "They are a design, a seal, and each layer holds a power that grows stronger with distance from the surface. To break it is to invite calamity." Researchers who had quietly studied the region confirmed strange anomalies. Satellites detected fluctuations in gravitational fields, electromagnetic distortions, and areas where signals were inexplicably blocked. Teams sent to probe the base of the mountain encountered sudden storms, landslides, and sudden fog that obscured all visibility. Nothing natural could explain it. The monks, aware of these findings, nodded knowingly. The mountain has chosen who may approach. Not through walls, not through guards, but through its own will. Pilgrims continued to circumambulate the mountain, often unaware of the danger beneath their feet. Some reported dreams of colossal beings, of light descending and ascending in impossible patterns. Others spoke of feeling watched, of a presence pressing against their minds, urging them to turn back. The elders interpreted these experiences as protective warnings. "The mountain communicates with the soul," the monk explained. "Those who heed it are safe. Those who ignore it vanish." The question that haunted every scholar, every believer, and every seeker was simple yet terrifying. Who built Mount Kailash, and why? The monks had no answers. They could only point to the texts, the chambers, and the warnings etched into the walls of their monastery. Legends spoke of ancient civilizations that wielded powers now lost to history, civilizations that could manipulate matter, energy, and life itself. Kailash, they suggested, was a relic of that time, a guardian of forces that predated humanity, forces that could unravel the world if released. The monks' warning was clear. Modern technology and ambition meant nothing here. Helicopters, drones, and satellites could map the surface, but they could not pierce the mountain's will. Even attempts at excavation had failed mysteriously, with equipment destroyed or personnel falling ill under inexplicable circumstances. Those who underestimated the mountain often disappeared without trace, leaving only rumors and broken instruments behind. By dawn, the sky above Kailash shifted, bathing the summit in an ethereal glow. Pilgrims paused in their circumambulation, feeling the air thrum with unseen energy. The elders in the monastery watched silently. "It speaks tonight," the elders said, voice low. "It reminds us of its power. It reminds us why we must not climb." For those who listened, the lesson was terrifying yet simple. Some doors, some peaks, some forces in the world were meant to remain closed. The mountain had waited millennia for this moment, for the right words to be spoken, for the world to remember that curiosity without caution invites disaster. The monk's final message was etched in silence, in the snow, in the bitter wind that carried their warnings to anyone who would dare approach. To disturb Kailash is to awaken what sleeps beneath, and what sleeps beneath is older, smarter, and far more dangerous than humanity. Stories of Mount Kailash would continue to spread, yet few would truly understand the depth of the danger. researchers would publish data, adventurers would dream of conquest, and conspiracy theorists would speculate wildly. Satellites would capture strange patterns, anomalies would appear in magnetic fields, and pilgrims would whisper of lights and sounds that defied reason. But the mountain itself would remain indifferent, silent to all except those it chose to warn. Even today, those who venture near describe an almost palpable tension, a weight in the air, as if reality itself bends around the mountain. Electronics fail, compasses spin, and the weather turns violent in seconds. Shadows shift unnaturally, and at times the summit seems to pulse with energy, a heartbeat resonating through the snow and rock. The elders claim these are signs of the seal, a barrier maintaining the balance between what is known and what must remain hidden. And the terrifying truth remains: Mount Kailash may not be a mountain at all. Beneath the ice, beneath the rock, beneath the sacred paths walked by millions, lies a structure designed by intelligence, holding forces that defy human comprehension. The monks' warnings are not superstition. They are a record of experience, of observation, of millennia spent guarding a secret the world is not ready to know. To breach that seal, to climb that peak, is to risk unraveling reality itself. By nightfall, the plateau was silent again, the wind whipping through the valleys as if carrying messages from the mountain to the world. The monastery glowed faintly, its walls holding the monks and their knowledge safe. Outside, snow swirled in patterns that almost seemed deliberate, as if the mountain itself were writing messages in its own language. Those who knew how to read it understood: stay away, do not climb, do not disturb, the gate must remain closed. And somewhere beneath the summit, in the hidden chambers no human has seen, the force waits, patient, ancient, terrifying. Its presence is a reminder that some mysteries are not meant for mankind, that some truths are too dangerous to reveal, and that even the most sacred mountains can be prisons, guardians, or both. The monks' eyes reflected the cold light of dawn, and their faces were solemn. For them, the world was lucky that the mountain had chosen silence over destruction. The wind carried their final words across the plateau, across the valleys, across the minds of anyone daring enough to listen. The mountain watches, the seal endures. The forces within must never be unleashed. Curiosity kills more than ambition here. It invites the unthinkable. Mount Kailash is not merely sacred, it is a warning. And in the heart of its frozen, jagged heights, the world's oldest secret sleeps, waiting, watching, and perhaps judging those who would dare disturb it. The sun rose higher, glinting off the icy ridges, casting long shadows across the valleys. Pilgrims continued their quiet circling, researchers packed away their instruments, and the few who had been granted an audience with the monks departed, hearts heavy with awe and fear. None would speak of what they had seen, at least not fully. Words could not contain it, and silence was the only respect the mountain demanded. Mount Kailash remained untouched, unconquered, a sentinel of forces far beyond human comprehension. The monks returned to their meditations, guarding the secret with every breath, every chant, every whispered prayer. The mountain, indifferent yet alive, waited, a frozen monument to a power humanity was never meant to claim. And as the winds howled and the snow fell, the world could only guess at what lay beneath, praying that the seal would hold, that curiosity would be tempered with caution, and that some doors, some mountains, remain forever closed. Even as decades pass and technology advances, Mount Kailash stands as a reminder. Some truths are too vast, too ancient, and too terrifying to confront, and the monks, who have dedicated their lives to watching over the summit, remain the only guardians of a secret that could reshape everything. The wind shifted again, colder now, carrying the scent of ice and stone across the barren plateau. Shadows of clouds crawled across the mountain, folding into the jagged cliffs as if the summit itself were breathing. Travelers who ventured too close often reported a sense of vertigo, a feeling that the mountain's slopes were subtly shifting beneath their feet. That time itself was distorted. The monks called it the mountain's will, a silent force that chose who could approach and who must retreat. It tests you, the elder whispered. It decides whether you are ready or whether you will vanish. Even scientists who approached with instruments and measurements found themselves ensnared in its influence. GPS devices failed, compasses spun wildly, and radiation detectors picked up patterns that defied all known physics. The readings were inconsistent, yet precise in their inconsistency, almost as if the mountain were manipulating reality to communicate or to warn. Pilgrims described feelings of immense dread and awe simultaneously, as if confronted by an intelligence far beyond human comprehension. One reported seeing a massive shape beneath the snow, a form that pulsed with light before vanishing entirely. Others spoke of hearing low hums that seemed to resonate inside their bones, leaving a lasting impression long after they had left the plateau. Inside the monastery, the monks revealed something even more chilling. The mountain's secrets extended beyond its summit. Using ancient manuscripts and carefully concealed maps, they demonstrated layers of chambers and corridors beneath the visible rock. Some formations appeared to have been designed for rituals, others as conduits for energies that no modern science could explain. They are not tombs, nor do they contain wealth, the elder explained. They are safeguards. They channel power that should never touch the world above. To disturb them is to unleash forces that could undo the very fabric of reality. The texts they showed spoke of celestial beings descending from the skies, leaving behind structures and symbols that mortals could barely interpret. These beings were not merely gods of myth. They were entities of intelligence and power, capable of shaping matter, life, and the elements themselves. Kailash, the monks claimed, was their monument and their prison, designed to keep this power sealed. "It is not a mountain in the way you understand mountains," the elder said, his voice low and solemn. "It is a lock, a seal, and a testament to forces far older than humankind." Outside, the world continued largely oblivious. Tourists and explorers admired its beauty, unaware of the dangers hidden beneath the snow and stone. Satellites captured its pristine form, yet anomalies in electromagnetic fields and gravitational readings remained unexplained. Governments had restricted access, citing security concerns and environmental protection, but the monks suggested a far more profound reason. The mountain itself was alive, and it demanded silence and respect. Those who ignored these warnings vanished, leaving only whispers behind. Accounts of sudden storms, disoriented climbers, and equipment destroyed by invisible forces. As night fell, the plateau was bathed in an otherworldly glow. Pilgrims completing their Korah noticed lights flickering at the summit, rising and falling like living fire. Shadows shifted unnaturally, and the cold seemed to press closer to their bones. The monks, observing from the safety of their monastery, remained silent. They did not need to speak. The mountain's will was evident in every shiver of the wind, every subtle tremor of the earth. The seal beneath the summit pulsed with energy, invisible yet undeniable, a reminder of the immense power it contained. The consequences of disturbing Kailash were not hypothetical. Ancient records recounted entire expeditions that had failed, some without a trace. Soldiers, scholars, and envoys who dared approach were said to have encountered phenomena that defied explanation. Light shapes, impossible structures, and sounds that left permanent marks on their psyche. One manuscript described a being of radiant energy that emerged when the seal was disturbed, vanishing those who looked upon it. Another spoke of a corridor beneath the ice that seemed to bend space, a pathway that led to places beyond comprehension, where time was meaningless. These warnings were not legends, they were instructions, written to prevent humanity from opening a door it could not close. The mountain's influence extended beyond its immediate surroundings. Satellite readings suggested subtle distortions in the ionosphere above it, and magnetic anomalies extended for miles in every direction. Instruments sent to investigate reported fluctuations in time perception, as if seconds stretched into minutes or collapsed into nothingness. Even animals avoided its slopes instinctively, altering migration patterns and behavior in ways that scientists could not explain. Every sign pointed to the same conclusion. Mount Kailash was not merely a geological formation, but a sentinel, alive and aware. Despite the fear, humanity's curiosity persisted. Adventurers dreamt of climbing its peak, scientists of uncovering its secrets, and conspiracy theorists of revealing hidden treasures or extraterrestrial connections. Yet all who attempted were met with inexplicable resistance. Helicopters lost communication as they neared the summit. Climbing ropes frayed without explanation, instruments malfunctioned, and climbers experienced profound disorientation. The mountain seemed to respond, judging the intentions of those who approached, allowing some to glimpse its surface while denying others entirely. It was a guardian, but not one that could be reasoned with. It operated on its own unfathomable logic. Inside the monastery, the monks spoke of the mountain in terms of stewardship. They did not seek to conquer it or exploit it. Their purpose was to preserve the seal, to maintain the balance that had endured for millennia. The mountain is older than any empire, any civilization, the elder said. It has witnessed the rise and fall of humanity. To climb it without understanding is to invite catastrophe. We do not control it. We only watch, and we pray that others respect its will. As the sun began to rise over the plateau, the mountain cast long, jagged shadows across the valley. Pilgrims and observers alike felt a tension in the air, an almost tangible weight pressing down from above. The monks remained at their posts, silent guardians of a secret the world could scarcely comprehend. Below the snow and ice, in chambers carved with precision and aligned with the stars, the force waited. Ancient, intelligent, and patient, it pulsed with energy, unseen but undeniable, a constant reminder of the danger humanity had been warned against. The mountain's mysteries were layered, each more profound than the last. Those who studied it could only glimpse fragments, a shift in the wind, a faint vibration through the rocks, a light flicker at the summit. Yet every sign pointed to the same truth. Mount Kailash was alive, intelligent, and more powerful than any human could fathom. It was a guardian, a lock, and a warning all at once, and its forces were not to be trifled with. Even with all the technology and ambition at humanity's disposal, the mountain maintained its supremacy, a silent challenge to all who dared to question it. Time passed, yet nothing changed. The mountain remained untamed, unconquered, and impenetrable. Pilgrims continued their rituals, researchers continued their cautious studies, and the monks continued their vigilance. The mountain tested, warned, and repelled, and those who respected its presence left unharmed, while those who ignored it vanished, leaving behind only mystery and cautionary tales. Its power was patient, eternal, and precise, a force that demanded respect not through threat, but through inevitability. And so Mount Kailash stood, a monument not of stone alone, but of forces ancient and incomprehensible. Its summit glimmered under the sun, its slopes whispered in the wind, and beneath it, hidden chambers held powers humanity was never meant to touch. The monks continued their eternal vigil, guardians of a secret that could unmake the world if released. The mountain watched, patient and unyielding, a sentinel guarding the threshold between the known and the unknowable. The world may try to climb it, the world may try to understand it, but the mountain waits, it watches, and the seal endures. The forces within remain dormant, terrifying, and eternal. Curiosity may tempt humanity, ambition may blind it, but Mount Kailash will not yield. It is alive, it is aware, and it is not to be disturbed. Those who approach feel it, a presence that transcends explanation, a reminder that some truths are too vast, too ancient, and too dangerous for mortal minds. The monks' warnings echo across the plateau, carried on the wind, whispered through the valleys, and etched into the silence that surrounds the peak. The summit is a threshold. The forces beneath are a legacy of intelligence far beyond our comprehension. To climb, to disturb, to awaken, is to invite disaster on a scale humanity cannot fathom. The sun sets behind the jagged peaks, casting Mount Kailash in a shadow that stretches across the valleys below. The wind howls again, carrying the voices of the monks, the echoes of the mountain, and the silent pulse of the seal beneath the snow. Humanity watches from afar, fascinated, curious, and unprepared. The mountain waits, as it has for millennia, a guardian of a secret the world is not ready to know, and so it endures.